That's a good cookie. What's up, it's Jen and welcome back to my channel. We are in the kitchen, which means it's time for another cooking video. I am going to be trying to make 3 different kinds of chocolate chip cookies that, if you've seen these kitchen videos before, you might know the drill, are healthier-ish. I know a lot of recipes get labeled as healthy, meaning just that they're less bad for you. But a cookie is still a cookie. So we are trying to make things that are a little bit less bad for you. And I have a special case today. Almost a year ago now, I had my gallbladder taken out, and about 4 months afterwards, I had some kind of late onset symptoms. Even though I thought I was eating things that were low fat, there are things like nut butters, which if you are somebody that tries to do like replacement cooking or healthy cooking, or if you're vegan or anything like that, you know that a lot of recipes have nut butter in everything. So that's the main issue, but also eggs. I make a lot of stuff with chia seeds, like things that you would think are perfectly fine that are secretly high in fat. So I had what I had thought I had finally found was like the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe that tasted like a pretty standard, like as close as I could get to a pretty standard chocolate chip cookie. The ingredients were not, like natural, not that bad for you. All, you know, that was my like go-to cookie recipe. It has a ton of nut butter in it. So now we are trying again. The recipes that we're going to do today, we are going to try that same, sorry, the table is shaking and I'm moving with the camera. We're going to try that same cookie recipe that I had done in the past, but I forgot to grab something really quick. I didn't know this, but the way you can buy that like PB2, like peanut butter powder, which I don't like because I don't like peanuts, you can also buy almond powder. If I get it next to my face, can you see it? Okay, anyway, regardless, this is almond powder. So it says on here that you can mix this with water and make it into a spread or dip. So we're gonna try that and try replacing almond butter in a recipe with that. I have no idea if it's gonna work. The other ones I found, of course, on Pinterest. I will be linking them in the description box. That's what that is called. And I'm letting you know what I'm gonna be doing differently. This one I found very bizarre, but I'm curious about. It has quinoa in it. So I'm gonna have to get the quinoa cooking, so that'll probably be the last one we make. And then this other one boasts that it is the best low-fat chocolate chip cookie ever. It's really not that low-fat in the recipe. Like there are things that we're gonna tweak. But this is the one that is closest to the most like standard cookie recipe. So we're gonna try that. So I'm gonna get the quinoa going, and then we're gonna just pick one of these other ones to get started on. I will have the ingredients that I'm gonna use kind of listed as we go. And then if you wanna just use the original recipe, that's linked below. So it's cookie time. Okay, I've never actually tried the whole like almond powder paste thing. It's definitely not almond butter, but it's not bad. This might work. We'll see. Looks pretty good. The coconut sugar makes it darker. The best part about this one too, if you use plant-based milk, it's vegan, so if you like cookie dough, you can just eat it. One thing I'm gonna do for the chocolate chips, hello. I don't have many chocolate chips, and because even though I buy like the lowest fat dark chocolate chips that I can find, they still can bump up the fat ratio pretty quickly. So I'm actually going to just blitz some of them in the food processor so that I can like measure out chocolate shavings, and I think that will like, it's easier to measure and it'll help like disperse the chocolate throughout the cookies, so you can like get away with using maybe a little less chocolate, but it'll still feel like, sorry, I had to hiccup. It'll still taste like a chocolate chip cookie, but instead of having like big chocolate chips, it'll just be like chocolate shavings dispersed. So we're gonna try that. Okay, I'm gonna get these in the fridge. The quinoa is still gotta cook for a few more minutes, so then I will get started on trying to do too many things at once. Set a timer, 30 minutes. I'm going to get started on the other recipe while the quinoa finishes cooking, so maybe I can get those in the oven at the same time. I promise my baking mats are clean. This one is just old, and they do that over time, but I swear it's clean. Okay, so I'm most suspicious of the quinoa ones, which of course that made the most. Then I did pop the sort of low-fat, the ones that are titled low-fat, in the fridge just while I finished working up this one because it seemed very runny. So the quinoa cookies have to cook for 25 minutes. These only have to do 8 to 10, so that's why I have 2 different baking mats, so that after like 8 minutes I can take these out. So this is also supposed to make 6 cookies, so I don't, unless these are like miniature cookies. Well, I guess they'll probably spread out some, so it'll be close to that at least. My hands are also clean, I promise. These might turn out a little bit more like chocolate cookies because these were the last of the chocolate chips that I put in the food processor, so some of this is just like chocolate dust. Yeah, I really don't know about this. Are we gonna have to do 2 trays? Yes, we are. Right. Okay, it's time to try the cookies. It's smelled amazing in the kitchen for a couple of hours, but I took a break to have lunch and let everything cool. So here is what they look like. I'm not gonna eat all of these right now. So these are the ones labeled as low fat. They are quite sticky. These are the ones that I normally make. They needed a little, I added a little bit more water to it. I think it could use some more because, like I said, this normally gets almond butter, and this time it was like that almond paste. And then the quinoa ones, the texture is fine, obviously, but maybe we'll start with those. Just break a piece off, I guess. The chocolate ended up, instead of being chocolate shavings, they're sort of like little chocolate pellets, which look kind of funny, but okay. Not terrible. It tastes like if you've ever made like a chocolate quinoa breakfast bowl. This is just water. It's a color changing cup. Like, it's not bad, but it could use a little more salt, but I taste chocolate and quinoa. So, like I said, of course, that's what made the most. So I probably will actually like crumble those up and put them in oatmeal or like a yogurt bowl or something for breakfast just to eat them up. Now let's try these. They're very sort of spongy. They are a little bit more cakey. Did these have a bunch of vanilla? They taste very vanilla-y, but they only had a 1/4 teaspoon. They're pretty good. The original recipe called for butter, which is why I said that we were going to make some tweaks, because that still has a decent amount of fat in it. So I replaced the butter with yogurt. And I think these are pretty good. They honestly, I think they could do a little more salt and maybe a little less coconut sugar. They're not like sickeningly sweet, but it feels like it doesn't need to be quite that sweet, but those are pretty good. Okay, then last but not least, we have my recipe. I probably will at some point try, like, I could replace the almond butter with like applesauce and yogurt, but I just wanted to try this just to see what would happen. This is still the winner. This tastes the most like a regular chocolate chip cookie. I don't know what is quite doing that. Maybe the fact that there's more flour in it. I don't know. but this tastes the most like a chocolate chip cookie. This is awesome. I'm so glad this worked, because not only did I have this recipe, but like anytime I want to make any kind of cookies, this is the base recipe I would use, and then just like add stuff into it. So this was like my go-to cookie recipe, and I was very upset if I wasn't gonna be able to make it anymore. But I think this is perfect. Like I said, I'll probably try it sometime with yogurt or something just to see like texture difference, taste difference, but these are good. I'm really excited about this. That's a good cookie. Well, thank you for joining me for this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know if you try any of these recipes or do any of your own mix-up substitutions, what worked best for you. If you like this video and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe. I post videos 2 to 3 times a month. Thanks so much for watching this one. I'll see you next time.